Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Just gonna wait for the delay to go through so I can share this to the Mojo Money private Facebook group. If you are not a part of that private group, you should be. It's good. That's where we talk about all the juicy stuff. Sorry for being a bit delayed. My 3-year-old and it being sunny outside, it just throws a wrench into things. But tonight's awesome. Tonight we are going to talk about, because obviously if you're in Canada, it was May 2-4 weekend last weekend. And we're going to talk about the 2 top mistakes you do, the 2 things not to do post long weekend, especially when you're 40. So that's what we're going to dive into. I'm going to say something like this. Yeah, so we are going to talk about that because if you are on my private page, you will know that I just got back from Mexico. Girls' weekend, 10 women. So good. It was so good. It was so fun. It was so fun. Had a great time, but everything went out the window. Everything went out the window. So again, if you don't know me, my name is Monica Tuppo. Many people know me as Moni. Every week, I come at you live on Wednesdays, usually around this time. Summertime should be interesting because it's obviously light outside and getting the kids to bed is a bit of a conundrum. But I come at you every Wednesday and we talk about being just fit and amazing and healthy and boosting our metabolism over 40. And that's what I do. I'm a metabolic nutrition and fitness expert. And if you're not on the Mojo Money private community, join, because that's where I give all my tips and recipes and fitness and all that kind of fun stuff. So today we're going to talk about the 2 things please do not do post long weekend, especially if you're over 40. We're going to talk about those 2 things, what they are, why you shouldn't do them, and what you're going to do instead. Right? So, I love my little star shirt. Anyway, so this comes from the premise from, obviously, like I said, I was in Mexico last weekend and had an amazing time. And I think long weekends, it's funny because I follow up with a lot of my one-to-one clients post long weekend, and my own story comes to this as well, right? So, you want to enjoy yourself. And I preach 100% about non-deprivation, but on the long weekend, you kind of have day after day after day, and that one meal may turn into 2, may turn into 2 days, to 3 days. And what can we do the day after a long weekend to get back on track? We feel bloated, we feel super guilty, we feel like we've sabotaged our efforts, which, trust me, you don't gain 5 pounds in one day, and you don't gain 2 inches of fat in one day. So we haven't. And we want to enjoy ourselves. And I'm telling you, I did in Mexico. And my body reacted. I looked 5 months pregnant, but I didn't care because I ate cheese. I ate guacamole pretty much every single meal. I had way too much alcohol, way too much. It was amazing. I had so much fun. Oh my God, the stories that we told. When you get women together, the stories, that's all you need is stories, games, and wine, and a pool. And it's a good time. So after a long weekend, what do we do? And the number one thing, our mentality is to deprive ourselves. So we say to ourselves, oh my gosh, we've eaten too much over the long weekend. I totally had an amazing time, but I overindulged. Now I feel guilty. So Monday or Tuesday, I am going to eat super, super clean. I'm going to deprive. Hey, Mel, I'm going to totally deprive myself. I am going to deplete my calories, and I'm going to get super, super clean and get back on track. Now, part of that is amazing, eating super clean for sure. The part that isn't amazing and actually will sabotage your efforts to sort of rid that heaviness of the weekend is the deprivation of calories. And a lot of people do that. So they're like, I'm going to eat salad and chicken like for breakfast or for lunch and dinner, smoothie for breakfast, and like that is it, because they feel like they're like balancing the scale from eating way too much over the weekend and then depriving themselves on, back to work, back to schedule. One of the worst things you can do, okay? Because this is why. You've basically supercharged your system with blood sugar, insulin, fat, all these crazy things, processed foods over the weekend, and your body's going like, holy crap, your liver's going overtime, everything's working overtime, trying to figure out what the heck is going on and why you're consuming all these different things. And then when you switch from overindulgence to deprivation, your body, you have to remember, it's archaic. It has an archaic mind. It's actually thinking, oh my God, we're going into battle. We're starving. We're doing something wrong here. Something's about to happen. So what I say all the time, what does your body do when it's under stress? It holds on to fat. Okay? So when you deprive yourself after a long weekend thinking that you're going to balance out those calories or you're going to balance out that heaviness by depriving yourself, it's actually one of the worst things that you can do. So this is what you're going to do instead. And this is what I did after my debauchery of Mexico. You're just going to go right back onto a plan. So hopefully you have a plan in place that you were doing or a system in place that you were doing beforehand. If you don't, then let's talk. But you're going to go right back to plan. And that means waking up with a protein-rich, fat-rich breakfast. You're going to have breakfast. Okay, it can be a smoothie, but make sure it's really high in protein and you have some fat in there, chia seeds, almond butter, avocado even, whatever it may be. So breakfast, super important. Then you're gonna pump your water like crazy. We all know the benefits of water, flushing our system, helps everything regulate, get rid of that heaviness of the weekend. And then you're going to just make sure that you eat your leafy greens, eat your portions of protein, eat your portions of fat and your carbohydrates throughout the day. Make sure you have your snacks in there and try not to eat too late. And that's it. Okay, just go back to the healthy, clean eating that you're doing before with lots of water and that protein-rich, fat-rich breakfast. Done. And I guarantee you, after a few days, you weigh yourself or measure yourself or feel your pants, your rings. Like, you should see my rings on Saturday or Sunday. Like, my fingers and toes were so swollen. And now, like, just after 2 days, totally loose because you're ridding yourself of the inflammation, which is where a lot of the bloating, obviously, and that feeling of heaviness and everything comes from, okay? You're not going to gain that kind of weight in a weekend, okay? It's not going to happen if you have a plan to go back to. So that's mistake number one. Do not deprive yourself. Do not think that you're going to balance out the heaviness of a long weekend, the alcohol and everything else with depleting calories for days afterwards, okay? Just go back to your clean eating normal plan, okay? The second mistake that we often do, and this is really big for people in their 40s, is that we work out like a mad woman the day after, because probably you didn't work out during that long weekend. Maybe you went for a run, maybe you did a little yoga, something, but you probably just enjoyed yourself, which is amazing. And then of course you say to yourself, when I get back to routine, I'm going to go for that hour-long run, hit my elliptical. I'm going to do anything I can for the hour length and cardio. I'm going to burn off what I consumed on the weekend. Doesn't work that way. What you're actually doing is putting your body under more stress. Your cortisol increases after a certain point of so much cardio, which actually then, again, makes your insulin, it makes you insulin resistant, which makes your body hold on to fat. Okay, very big in our 40s. And especially if we don't have our metabolism up to par quite yet. So that whole mentality of cardio, which may have worked in our 20s and 30s, and our 40s actually causes way more stress on our system. Okay, so what we think, oh my gosh, we're burning off everything that we did or consumed over the weekend. We're not. We're just tricking our body to be like, holy crap, what are we running from? What's happening? We gotta hold on to this fat because it's protection. Okay, so what are we going to do instead? We are going to adopt high intensity interval training or some kind of resistance training. If you want to do a little bit of cardio, like 15, 20 minutes after that, that's great. If you do a really intense HIIT workout, if you do a HIIT workout the way you're supposed to do a HIIT workout, you're not going to want to do cardio afterwards. And that HIIT workout can last for 20 to 30 minutes, and that is it. And you are getting fat burning, calorie burning, muscle rehabilitation for a rehab for days, hours, days after that workout. And that's going to help your body circulate and move everything through that we may have consumed and burn it, consumed over the weekend and burn it afterwards. So stay away from the cardio like crazy. You may sweat, you might feel good, But really, in the long run, you're actually hurting your efforts. Best to just do a 20, 30-minute really hardcore hit, and then maybe some abs or something afterwards. If you do a yoga class or yoga flow, that's great. Then maybe go for a nice walk at night, 15, 20 minutes, a good power walk, that kind of stuff. Okay. And then I think the biggest thing that I'm trying to say here is just get back on track. Just, I think we give ourselves the excuse sometimes, like we'll start Monday, we'll start Tuesday, we'll start after the long weekend. And then, it's a short week, so which means it's a gong show for everybody, and it's hard to get back in that routine. But if you already have a plan in place that you can just fall back into, Bob's your uncle. Bob's your uncle. And that's all you're gonna do. And that is the biggest mistakes that people do. And it's simple, right? What you do instead. Just clean up the eating, fall back on your plan, high protein, high fat breakfast, and do a good HIIT workout. Again, and if you guys are still watching, any questions at all about this, put it in the Facebook group. Hi, everyone that's watching. Just put it in the comments below, even if it's after the fact. Put it in the comments below and I'll answer. But that's it, because this is the start, guys. This is the start. Long weekends are upon us. Summertime is around the corner. It's beautiful here in Southern Ontario, and it's going to happen. Everyone's going to start having those temptations. They're going to live life. You're going to enjoy it. Okay, so enjoy it as long as you have a plan, which I just gave you to fall back on. All right, so that is it for this Wednesday. I hope everyone's having an awesome week. I'm still trying to get this energy healing person interview happening. We've had it postponed the last couple of weeks, but I promised you hopefully next Wednesday this is going to come about. And if there's any topics or anything that you guys would like covered, let me know. Let me know in the comments, and I will be sure to either talk about them myself or maybe get another expert in here and do an interview and get things answered for you. Okay, so anything that you have questions about or want to know about being over 40 and revving your metabolism, losing some fluff, just feeling good, bikini season, right? Okay, so I'll say adieu, bye.